Like, it's crazy, man. Are we safe? Okay, we have the questions ready. Ready to roll. Everything is ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Anyway, man, it's been a long time. It feels weird to even sit behind a camera, a mic, and to be able just to share this moment with you guys. But anyway, man. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Assimilation Podcast. I go by the name of MJ Mpoyi, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of the Assimilation Podcast. I kind of feel nervous doing this again behind a mic. Obviously, you get the I don't want to do too much, I don't want to do too less because I've been gone for too long. I don't know how people are going to perceive me. I don't know if maybe my personality has evolved or has kind of changed in some way how people used to know me. So I'm kind of skeptical about that. But did I do the intro already? Do you see what I'm saying? Did I do the intro already? But anyway, man. Well, it's gonna be a mess. It's bound to be a mess. Look, don't blame me. It's a podcast. It's supposed to be raw and authentic. But anyway, let's get right into it. If I haven't done the intro again, here goes the intro. Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Assimilation Podcast. I go by the name of MJ Mpoyi. I'm your one and only host, man. I'm your only one host. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of the Assimilation Podcast. I was a bit scared that I've been gone for too long and you guys won't be able to tune in as much as because I had a substantial growth. Like, we were growing, but we were getting there. We were growing. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And within this market, like the broadcasting market, if you are out of sight, you're out of mind. People tend to forget you. So I was a bit scared because I've been gone for more than 8 months. And I've just been thinking, like, how am I going to come back? How are people going to receive me when I come back? How am I even going to explain and to be out there just when I come back again? But here we are, man. Here we are. I just told myself, even this morning, man, I just told myself, you know what, MJ, just get on the mic, get behind the camera and press record. And that's what basically I'm doing. This first episode might have a little errors because here and there, might have a little errors here and there because I haven't been doing this for so long. But that's okay. I guess I'm going to learn. I guess I'm going to get back on my feet. And you're probably wondering where I've been, right? That's that's like the main, because I posted on Instagram on the podcast page on Instagram, which if you haven't followed, it's at Assimilation Pod. Please go follow our page and share the page as well. I posted during this week, I think it was on Monday, I posted that what are the questions that you guys would like for me to answer when I have the episode, because today I'm not doing a guest interview because I felt it was only normal if I come on the podcast, we should have a chat before I actually get to invite somebody to come to the podcast, because I've been gone for so long and it wouldn't be right. Like, this guy hasn't been here and then he just comes back with somebody and then we get back to doing business as usual as if nothing happened. I had to kind of explain myself because we are family, man. I kind of have to explain to my family where I've been and why I've been MIA. And I thought about that as well. I was like, who really cares about you, dude? Nobody really cares about your life, because I see my life my life is boring, man. But it's the content that I get out of it that makes it exciting. But nobody want to hear where I've been. But for those that are interested, basically, where do I even begin? Mm. I'm trying to think in my head. Where do I begin? But so basically, we're gonna start with when I stopped recording till this moment, right? When I stopped recording, it was because I had to travel. So I remember, if I remember correctly, the last episode was on the 21st of August. It was somewhere in August. I might get the actual day wrong, but it was in August 2021. And then the reason why I had to stop recording was because I was traveling a lot. At the end of that year, I traveled. I went to Zambia for 2 months. After Zambia, I went to Congo for 3 months. And after Congo for 3 months, and then I moved to a whole new continent, man. For those that don't know, I'm in Belgium now. I'm here. I'm currently studying in Belgium. So that's the reason why I haven't been recording as much as I would have loved to, because basically when I was on the move, obviously I moved with the equipment, some of the equipments, but I didn't move with the team. And by the team, I mean I had no producer, the cameraman, because if you guys have been watching my previous podcast episodes, then you know that my younger brother, was the person behind the camera and was the person who took care of like filming us, and then I would actually edit. So I didn't have anyone. And so I had to like pause and try to see. But I had so much to tell you guys, like the stories. I'm probably gonna tell the story as we go on for the year. I'm probably gonna throw in here and there the stories that has happened in Zambia, in Congo, or in Belgium, even for 2022. For those that would like to know. So basically, I moved, and I'm currently living in Brussels. So yeah, that's basically, in short, that's my story and where I've and why I haven't been recording as much. And the other reason why I haven't been recording as much when I got to Brussels was because obviously, for those that do not know, Brussels is like a diverse city. We have three communities, right? At least I'd like to believe that. We have three communities. This guy is calling me. I think he ruined my video. Oh man, I should have put in my phone on. Oh. I should have put in my phone on thingy. Let me just see if it's still recording. Oh, actually, it's still recording. iPhone is that smart. iPhone is that smart. Yo, Christian, I'm gonna hit you back up. Yo, I'm recording. Anyway, I lost my train of thoughts. Oh, I was speaking about the different communities that we have in Belgium, right? The different communities. I'd like to think that we have three. It's very diverse, but I'd like to think like the majority. We have three major communities. We have the English-speaking community, we have the French-speaking community, and we have the Dutch-speaking community. And so when you're new to a place, when you try to adapt, you come in, and obviously I was just there like observing. And obviously I was trying to like talk to the people and be like, okay, so what content are people consuming here? Yo, do you guys know about podcasting? And like, those questions just for a content creator to be able to like kind of get themselves into a new market, because this is a new market. I'm trying to cater for a whole demographic now. It's not like now I'm doing podcasting or I'm creating content for only South African, or either I've always been creating content for the young people of the world, but when there's some stories that I told on the podcast that only South African could relate to them. And so when I came here, I was trying to like, okay, who are the people that are creating content? Who are the YouTubers who I can select to get an interview from that could motivate? Because I've always said the people that I'm going to bring on this platform are people that I think might add value to your life as young people, because I believe the people that are watching are the young people of the world and not just the young people of South Africa. So I had to learn that and I had to adapt. And it took me an entire year. And you guys might be going, this guy is lying. It took him an entire year to like kind of get into, learn about the entire market. And yeah, it took me an entire year. On top of that, I was working, man. And it was my first year of uni. So y'all can imagine working, assignments, exams, tests. So that was all like, it was kind of draining. But now I had to get a hold of myself and see how I'm able to adapt in certain circumstances that, I might be able to record and how I'm going to adapt to a certain category of things and all. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I have been away. So I'm making this episode it's a catch-up episode. But as much as I would love for it to be a catch-up episode, I tell you, man, nothing interesting happened in my life, man. My life is pretty much boring. It's pretty much boring. But yeah, so there was that. And so going back to what I was saying, earlier this week, I posted on Instagram, what are the questions that you guys would like for me to answer. And that's what basically I came on as a returning episode or as a first returning episode so that we can kind of do the Q&A. And then next week I have a guest coming through and then we'll jump right into things and how things were actually working. So basically, am I forgetting anything that I wanted to address? No. And Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year, people. Happy New Year, peeps. Prosperous year ahead. All those things. Everybody with their resolutions. My only resolution for this year is execute. I mean, I have so many ideas. And I told myself, you know what, MJ? The only resolution for 2023 is execute. If we had an idea in 2016, if we had an idea in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, yo, bro, just stop, pause, execute. And that's what I'm doing, man. I thought about coming back on the platform, but I also believe that it needed to be God's timing because my timing is not the perfect timing, trust me. So I believe this has got some sort, even though it's me, but I know, Guti, it's God's plan, man. It has to be God's plan. So anyway, man, let's jump right into the questions. I'm just going to read them off my laptop because I'm recording on my phone because, the struggle. But anyway, first question. I don't know if I'm supposed to read people's handles while I'm reading their question, but I think I'll keep it. Yeah, I won't read their names just so, we keep things moving quickly. But anyway, one of the first question is, why did you start the podcast? And what keeps you going even when you're not seeing growth? I wouldn't say even when I'm not seeing growth because we started and I could already feel the reception. Like you could read the reception. Trust me, when I say I could already feel the reception, I'm not talking about the views and blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about like people that actually had to walk up to me. Now, I started the podcast in Kempton Park, South Africa. That is in Johannesburg. My hometown is Kempton Park, right? When I started, I could already feel that the community around me, the immediate environment around me were reacting to it. Because I remember we went to, I can't remember exactly when, but we went to an event. It was Brian's Kitchen. and everybody were talking about the podcast. And that's when we went to, it was in Tembisa. Yeah, it was in Tembisa. When we went there, and everybody at the event were actually talking about the Assimilation Podcast. And that's when I could immediately feel that the impact that the assimilation was having on the youth was bigger than me. It was bigger than me or SK and the whole entire team, And so that's when I saw Guti. That's the growth, I guess. Because I wouldn't define growth as the numbers, and because I do this first. I do this out of passion. I do it because I am passionate about broadcasting before anything else. And so being passionate about broadcasting, you obviously have to put out content. It's about personality and putting out your personality out there. So when I think about that, it is, and that's where I came up with the idea of the Assimilation Podcast being a voice for the young people. And so that passion turned into, I guess, charity work, because each and every person I try to get on the podcast, it's people that are going to add value, inspire, educate, and motivate the youth about certain aspects of their lives, or, and so that's what I've been doing. And basically, I guess I answered the question, because why did I start? I answered why I started. It was just passion. The passion took over, and then the passion came with purpose. The purpose being to inspire, to motivate, to educate the young people of the entire world. So, yeah, I guess that answers all the questions. I'm going to try to go to the next one. Give me a shout out on Friday. Okay, shout out to you. I'm not going to say the name, but shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Who will be the next guest? I usually don't like announcing the next guest, but the next guest is somebody who I've been watching ever since I got to Belgium. It's a young lady. She's into content creating, and she's that good, man. She is that good. She's also a podcaster, and she is actually. I don't like saying the people that are gonna come, but come next week and see. But anyway, next question. Why were you away so long? I feel like most of the questions that are there, they're repeating questions. Why were you away for so long? I kind of explained it, the moving around, and So next, what are we expecting this year? That's a good question. What can you expect from the podcast this year? So basically, content, man. I try as much, because I think as much as I would like to talk about it, as much as I wouldn't like to talk about it, but I have to talk about it to kind of give you an idea of the certain market that I am dealing with in Belgium. So basically, I'm kind of stuck. Yes, I went to school. I went to an Afrikaans school, or half English, half Afrikaans school, but I'm not fluent in Afrikaans. Not even fluent. I can't speak Afrikaans for shit. I know the basics, but I can't speak it for shit. So, and basically in Belgium is the Dutch-speaking community are the English-speaking community, because they speak English and Dutch. So most of the content that they produce, or most of the content that the Dutch-speaking community consume, is in Dutch. And there's a huge community of like the black and brown people that are also producing Dutch content. Content that is in Dutch. So that was also a thing for me, because I kind of struggled to kind of get to exactly what type and who I should get on the podcast, because now you have to And that's the reason why I even went ahead and I told myself that I'm going to create content only in English. And people that English is a very universal language, like everyone, I can say, okay, not everyone, but you get what I'm saying. The majority of people speak English, and they can, if they don't speak it, at least they can understand it. And a lot of people are able to consume content in English, but they wouldn't be able to consume content in Dutch or in French, because those are like, those are like the languages that are really, they're out there, but not a lot of people speak it. So basically, that's the reason why I decided to go ahead with creating content in English, because as much as there's three communities, right? There's the French community, the English speaking, and the Dutch community. They all, like, the middle ground to that is that when they come together, the one language that they are able to speak and understand each other is English. And so the English speaking community becomes the majority. And so people, the largest content consumers are the English speaking community. And that's the reason why there is so much opportunity in the market, even though not a lot of people in Belgium are really out there with content. And one thing that I realize is that, and one thing that I think is going to be a struggle, is that it's going to be the collaborating part, because not a lot of content creators, at least from my point of view, not a lot of content creators are really collaborating. They're coming together, because I think I would like to think in South Africa it was easier, because I would like to think that, or maybe, I don't know, because I was surrounded by a lot of content creators, or because I knew a lot of them and it was easy to get around. But I would like to think it was easier in South Africa to like get people to collaborate, like come for an interview, collaborate. Then it's going to be here. I think here it's going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it. And that's the reason why I started. I mean, bring it on. So the type of content that you guys, or what you guys should be expecting this year, is that I'll try to really include everyone, even if the content creators on their page, they don't like speak English, but if they have a certain common ground, because music can be consumed in any language. I can be singing in French and you can listen to me. So it's those type of content and those type of bridges that I'm trying to, it's those type of gaps that I'm trying to bridge. So basically it's that, like, maybe a dancer, a professional dancer, a professional artist perhaps. And it's those type of gaps that I'm trying to bring together. And so I'll be the jam and they'll be the bread. And then we'll just, if you get what I mean. So those are the type of content. And I'll also try, I'm not saying this is a must now, but I'll try my utmost best to kind of like travel a bit, just to get people, a lot of content creators, because there's not a lot of people or a lot of English content creators in Brussels. A lot of content creators that speak English live in Antwerp. So Antwerp is like 2 hours journey from Brussels by train. So yeah. So I'm gonna try to also like kind of go there and create content there and just go around, see if I travel as well, if I see somebody who is intriguing, I'll try to create content and try to interview them. And so yeah, that's what you guys should expect. Expect more interviews than this, because I don't like talking about myself, man. So expect more interviews. Next question. When are you coming back? Hey, I'm back. And y'all already know what it is because I'm back. I'm back and hopefully, we're not going anywhere this time. Um, and then the other questions are repeating themselves. Uh, when when are you adding my voice to the? So send it up. Let's set it up. Let's get it done. We'll add your voice to the intro. We'll add your voice to the intro. I actually missed the intro. It's crazy, man. The intro is just crazy. And have I explained how we did the intro? I don't even know. One day I'll explain it. One day. We'll save that story for another day. We'll save that story. Well, I even answered the next question. Why the absence? Are you back for good or you'll disappear again? Hopefully I won't disappear again. But then again, yo man, I do this out of passion because I have passion for broadcasting and but again, I'm a student. I am trying to figure this life thing out. So if I don't probably release content, it's because I'm busy, or I just never got the time to record. But I'll try my utmost best to release content every single Friday of the week. So y'all should just, By the way, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and do hit on the notification bell so that you can get a notification when I post. Making me feel like a YouTuber now. But anyway, what's new about the podcast? What's different? I think I already mentioned this. The difference is we're going to create content that is going to cater for a whole demographic and not just for a certain community. Yeah. I'm going to create content for the entire world. It's not just going to be... And I'll try as much to also bring people that are on the global scale, As much as I'd like to give support to the young upcoming content creators, upcoming artists, upcoming musicians, blah, 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 blah. The whole point of this platform is to uplift ourselves, to motivate ourselves, to educate and, and entertain in a good way though. So that's what is different. We're not gonna make content. I'm not gonna come here, for instance, and speak about something that happened in Kempton Park. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't make sense if I came on the platform and start speaking about something that happened in Kempton Park or in Randburg or Hillbrow, because a lot of people won't be able to relate. It's like that's what is going to be different. We're not gonna speak about local stuff. We're gonna speak about things on an international scale. And that's very challenging because now the niche has changed. A lot of people are going to be able to relate to maybe my accent, maybe the stories that I tell on the podcast, the way that I present myself on the podcast. So it's hectic, but I'm up for the challenge, man. I believe the challenge will be good. What has everyone been up to? I've already answered that as well. So basically, I guess most of these questions are repeating themselves, but yeah. Anyway, I think 30 minutes. Whoa. We've reached 30 minutes already. This is long. I thought we were going to be here for 20 minutes, but anyway. Thank you guys so much again for tuning into another episode of the Assimilation Podcast. Believe me, man, I've been gone for so long. I'm even nervous to put this out because I don't know how people are going to receive it and how people are going to consume it, because in the podcasting industry, as I've said, if you are gone for 8 months, 8 months is long. I've been gone for more than 8 months. If you out of sight, you out of mind. Like, people forget you, but I'm just glad I'm back. I do this out of passion. I do this out of love. And what I'm trying to create here is I'm trying to create a family, a platform for us, the young people of the world, where we can come and sit and just chill on a Friday afternoon and just, when the week has been long, just chill and have motivational, educational, entertaining conversations about how we can move the youth forward, how the young people can, push themselves and go to even a whole new levels. So thank you guys. If you've been watching up until this time, I want to say thank you. And I want to say, please do subscribe. Please do follow us on all our social media pages, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. It is at Assimilation Pod. Please do follow us. Tell a friend if you enjoyed this episode. There's probably much more that you're going to enjoy. So tell a friend to tell their friend to tell their friend to tell their friend to tell their friend that the Assimilation Podcast is happening. One of the new things that I want to end off. So basically, it's going to be like a new segment on the show. It's not even a segment, but it's before we leave each other, I want to always end it with a positive note. So today's positive note will be before you speak, listen. Before you write, think. Before you spend, earn. Before you invest, investigate. Before you criticize, wait. Before you pray, forgive. Before you quit, try. Before you retire, save. Before you die, give. And this was a quote by William A. Ward. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Assimilation Podcast. I've been your host, MJ Mpoyi. Up until next time, thank you. Bye.